Since I have reached 90% corruption, the sky above the tower has taken its final form, so I won't be showing it again. Once you explore the entire domain of dwarfs, the Ruborian Desert will be unlocked. In this domain, you will have to fight against some riders and some huge sandworms. Your main quest is to capture Jewel, which is the thief you previously encountered at Mother Goddess Temple and the one that sent the Watcher to take the statue from the construction site at Golden Hills. After you capture her, you will have the chance to complete an evil deed and almost reach the Evilest. If I'm not mistaken, the sandworms are the last new opponent you will meet, at least in the main game of Overlord. They will attack everything that walk on the sand, so be very careful of where you send your minions, cause on each attack they can grab and kill dozens of them. Unlike the sea snakes at Understreets and Moist Hollows, the sandworms cannot be defeated from your minions or spells. The only way to kill them is to lure the nearby blasterbugs inside the sand. Repeat the procedure 2 times and the sandworms will explode and die. Since the sandworms will attack you only if you stay more than a couple seconds on the sand, in the occasions where you have to travel long distances through it, you should return your minions to their pits and once you reach your destination, resummon them from the nearby pits. In the village of the Ruborian Desert, you will finally have your chance to complete the evil deed I mentioned in the beginning. First, you have to kill all the riders that will appear only when you pass through the area they guard. Then, you have to place a couple minions in every opening on the left and right side of the path that leads to the target. And last, you will have to chase Jewel and make her jump into the main path. Once that happens, a cinematic will take place, showing her to be teleported to the tower. Now you are free to work for the completion of the evil deed as well. First destroy the barrier at the right of the target by killing a blaster bug next to it. Then send 12 minions to carry the statue to the target and wait until 2 elves appear requesting to hand it over to them. It is obvious that you can choose to keep the statue for yourself and increase your corruption, or give it back to the elves and decrease your corruption. If you're after the Evilest, you will notice that even if you try to guide your minions towards the target, they won't be able to reach it because the 2 elves are blocking the path. What you should do is to send back to the pits a couple minions and spawn some blues that probably you don't have with you. Then simply attack the ghosts with the blue minions, and once the statue is at the target, the evil deed will be completed and your corruption will be increased by 5%, reaching the 95% in total. When you return to the tower, the interrogation of the thief will start, and it may at first look unimportant, but once you complete Overlord, you will be able to understand that she gave you some important information about the storyline of the game. Capturing and interrogating Jewel made her friend Khan furious that he started destroying the village of Spree and killing its peasants. Next to the target, at Mellow Hills, there is an ambush made up for you, but the riders are not allowed to cause you any sort of problems. Inside the village, apart from the couple riders, you will have to fight with 3 Watchers as well. In contrast with how you killed the Watcher in the castle of Spree, this time you will have to be more careful on where you set the guard markers and when you stop your minions from attacking. Against the normal Watchers, you should place red minions on each of the 2 platforms of the gate, and wait for the Watcher to come. It is very important to protect both groups of Reds from incoming riders, cause they are very weak against them. Against the Red Watchers, I suggest to not place your minions on a guard marker, but to wait for it to approach you and then send some greens to climb on its back. Once you kill all the Watchers, the peasants that survived will appear and ask for your forgiveness. For the last evil deed to be completed, you must kill the traitors after the cinematic. This deed will give you the last 5% that were missing to reach the 100% corruption. All it's left now is to complete the game as well. After Mellow Hills, Khan went to Heaven's Peak, where again you will have to fight against some riders and watchers. Also, this time Khan won't leave, so you will have the chance to kill him. Fighting against him is pretty difficult, not only because he's powerful, but also because his attacks affect an enormous area around him, making almost impossible to send minions towards him without having lots of casualties. The best way to fight Khan is to select your brown minions, stand one step in front of your horde, and while you avoid his attacks, let the red minions hit him. After he loses 1/4 of his life, he will proceed to the next area of the city. I strongly recommend in each of the 3 individual battles against Khan to kill the riders and watchers first, cause otherwise you may find yourself surrounded. I also advise you to use your favorite spells, either to boost your minions or to protect them, like I did in the second battle with the domination spell. If you indeed choose to use some of your spells, you should not forget to break the barrels and boxes around you and collect the mana potions. I should probably mention that in the last fight with Khan, there is no reason to kill both of the Watchers, only the one in the upper level. I forgot to mention that when reaching 100% corruption, the appearance of Overlord comes at its final stage, with a blurry red aura surrounding him and big spikes coming out of his body. The entire game of Overlord is supposed to be about establishing a dark domain, and personally I never thought that there would be anything else to do after killing Khan. His death, though, will reveal the true reason Overlord had to complete all these quests, and other things like why the heroes in the game became corrupted.
Return to the tower. All hail the return of the Overlord, the one true evil. Oh no, not you, the real Overlord. Yes. Welcome back, sire.
I am home. You could have been a hero. Just look at you now.
I've weakened the tower heart, darling. Now you need to go after him. Get your minions back.
After the old Overlord revealed himself and took away my powers, Velvet was the one that helped me by damaging the tower heart. This gave me back my spells and control over the brown minions. It is obvious that the last quest in the game is to kill the wizard. This can be achieved only if you collect the red, blue and green minion hives and take back the control of your minions. For the red hive, you will need your brown minions that will handle very easily any kind of dark minions that will try to stop you. Once you return it to the Dark Heart, you should send at least 10 brown minions back to the pit and replace them with reds. Head again to the main area, collect with the reds the blue minion hive at your left, and also turn the wheel across the entrance of the main area. After the hive is at the Dark Heart, replace the red minions with blues and head to the next area that became available once you turned the wheel. Stay away from the poisonous plants and take the green hive from inside the water. Once you have control over all of your minions, you should rearrange your entire horde for the final battle with the wizard. You should mostly take green minions with you and some browns. The reason to have many greens in your horde is cause once you enter the final room to fight the wizard, he will create a protective barrier around him. The color of the barrier indicates which minions you can use to break it, and 10 out of 10 times I played the level, the first barrier had green color. So with the greens, you ensure that you will break it fast and kill the wizard on your first attempt. One thing to remember is to use the third level of your minion spells, cause it helps boost the damage output of your minions. I'm pretty sure that with my method you will manage to kill him really fast, but if by any chance you don't succeed on your first attempt, then once the wizard gets up, you should stick next to the wall where the minion pits are, cause he will start moving like a hurricane around the battlefield. When he stops his attack, you will have another chance to finish him, but do have in mind that the rest barriers won't have the same color with the first one, so you should be ready to change your horde from the nearby minion pits. I really hope you enjoyed all of my videos for the Evilest. Please do not hesitate to leave me any questions you may have on the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, guys.